Yo, what up, YouTube? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Today, as you probably saw by the title, we're going to be building a battery hold down, battery tie down, battery box, whatever you want to call it, for our twin turbo S10 La Visca. So what I'm building is actually going to be an adjustable battery tie down. The reason I'm making it adjustable is, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to always mess up, and you know, I leave something on or I forget to hit my kill switch at the end of the day and my battery dies, or for some reason I'm always in a bind with my batteries. And I have a lot of work trucks because we own a construction company, so whenever I'm in a bind I just pull one of those batteries out, and they're never, you know, the size of the battery that I run normally in the truck. So I'm making an adjustable one, that way even if it's not in that case, even if I'm out of town at some time and, you know, whatever, they don't have the battery, somebody's letting me borrow a battery but it's not the same size, whatever, I don't want to be able to not fit my battery in my hold down, so I'm gonna make it adjustable. Now to do this, I bought some perforated square tube. This is 1.25 inch at Lowe's. Boom. And some regular square tube. This is 1 inch square tube, also at Lowe's. And the 1 inch fits perfectly in the 1.25 inch. So as you can start to see, that's somehow, to be honest with you, I don't even know if this is gonna work. You know, the idea of this is just completely in my head. In my head it works pretty good, but you guys know how that goes. Anyways, let's get started and see how this comes out. Another thing you're gonna need is all thread. This is 3/8 all thread. There's like 3 feet of it. You don't need this much, so if you got some at home, you just need the battery height. This is the battery that I run in the truck all the time. So the first thing I'm gonna do is measure one side. So this battery is 6.75 inches wide and 10 inches long. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this piece. We're gonna cut 2 pieces, one 10 inches and one 6.75 inches. And we're gonna do 45-degree miter on it. That way one will sit this way and the other one will sit this way. And out of our 1 inch square tube, guys, we're actually going to need 2 pieces of this to be 10 inches and 2 pieces to be 6.25. So let me go cut all these pieces out and then I'll show you guys how this is gonna work. Okay, so in case you guys didn't catch that, we cut one piece of our perforated steel. We cut it at 10 inches. That's gonna go like this. The other piece is 7 inches. Also perforated. That's gonna go here. And then we have 2 pieces of our regular square tube that are 11 inches each. So one will go in here. Oh. And 2 pieces of that same solid square tube, no holes in it, that are 7.25 inch each. That one will go in here. And this is essentially what it's going to kind of look like. We got to weld here, weld these two. This section will be welded to the bed. And then these two will be welded together, and then I can move it this way, boom. And move it this way, boom. And it's adjustable. So let me weld this together and then I'll show you guys how I'm gonna finish this off. Put a few strong tacks in before you fully weld it. That way this thing doesn't, you know, want to pull on you once you fully weld it. So this is what we got so far. This is what the battery tie down looks like. So I didn't put this on camera, but I also cut out this section with just one hole of this perforated square tube. This one's gonna go right in here like this. So this will slide across like that at wherever you want it to go. And we're gonna cut a section of all thread. This is the all thread, just as tall as the battery, and that's gonna go into here like that. So I bought 3/8 all thread, and it doesn't necessarily fit in these holes perfect. It's actually just a little bit too big. So if you're gonna do this, you can either buy a little bit smaller all thread, or you can just drill these out how I'm gonna have to do. And for this side, we're essentially gonna do the same thing, but with a bunch of nuts. So that's gonna be our adjustability. So I'm gonna weld a nut here, try one here, you know, like that. Boom. Like that. So that way I scoot this over. Whenever I scoot this over, I'll move my stick of all thread. I'll show you guys right now how that's gonna look. But just like on this one over here, I'm gonna have to drill these out and make them just a little bit bigger. That way our 3/8 all thread fits through there. And then we'll be basically ready to put this in the truck. So we're just using a step bit, unibit, whatever you want to call it. And a regular old Milwaukee impact to open these up a little bit. Just enough to where this will fit in freely. So now that the all thread fits in, we'll put our nut on a section of the all thread, feed it through here, and then now we can just weld it on. You want to be careful when you're welding these nuts on. You don't want to weld it all around all at once. You know, just tack it, let it cool down, tack it somewhere else, let it cool down, tack it somewhere else, let it cool down, and just repeat that till you have it, you know, weld it all the way in. If you weld it all the way around, you're gonna get this thing way too hot and you're gonna ruin the threads, and then it's not gonna function as a nut anymore. clean that up, a few tacks on the nuts, and we're ready to roll. So our all thread's gonna thread into here. As you guys can see, this is the adjustableness in it. And when we tie the all thread all the way down, this will not be allowed to move anymore. But here I can get my measurement for how tall I'm gonna need it. So we're gonna go up to the battery and add about 1 inch for the section that's gonna cross the battery to actually tie it down. We'll mark it and we'll cut 2 identical ones. Okay, so I cut this piece out. It's 9 inches, and this is what's gonna go on our, it's gonna go like this. This is gonna be the top tie down. Like that. And now I'm just gonna cut of this same 1/8 inch flat strap, 4 pieces of 2 inches long each. And I'm gonna weld those one here, one on this side, and one back here, all of them going down. And then that's gonna weld to the truck bed. So this will be elevated about 1 inch. So on the battery, it's gonna sit a little bit higher up. So the battery will sit kind of cradled. And then that's gonna allow for this whole contraption to just kind of clamp down the battery on all corners, and then we'll have the top tied down. Essentially, these that I welded on just now are like just little legs. So this will sit on the bed just like that. See how there's a little space under there? So it'll kind of cradle the battery a little bit. But for now, I'm gonna paint all these pieces and then we'll go ahead and weld it into the bed. Okay, so this is basically where it's gonna go, guys. You see right there, I have it cleaned up, but I still need to clean it up. Honestly, I'm just gonna sand it over that paint. You know, it'll burn off. But that's how I'm gonna weld those little legs to my bed. And then I have that much adjustability there, so I can open it that way. You know, this could go further if it had to, but I'm not gonna have a battery that big either. And then obviously the other leg will go in this side. Let me weld this in and then we'll put the battery in and show you guys exactly how it's gonna look. Bada boom. Bada bang. Like that. I'm gonna probably cut these down a little bit, guys, so they're not as sticking up as much. But Okay, so you guys probably just saw that, and the battery wasn't tight. It was actually still kind of loose. So I had to sacrifice this nut. I'll just buy one tomorrow. But I had a bolt, so I put that nut in this last hole and put a bolt here. And I tightened this bolt, and now this is no longer able to lift up. So now the battery is really, really tight, guys. Just how it's supposed to be. Obviously we're gonna have a nut on this side and then all of it fully tied down, and I'm gonna paint that so it looks a little better, of course. But yeah, there's my battery tie down, and it is adjustable. Here, let me show you guys. To adjust it, the only section of this that isn't adjustable is this top one right now. I should have made it longer with a little bit more holes, but the thing is as long as the battery is bigger than this side and this side are able to clamp the battery down. So this almost is kind of just overkill right now. See, with just this in there, it's pretty damn tight. I can still tighten this more and clamp this down a little bit more, and our battery would be almost 100% safe even just without that. Now if I loosen this, I pull this out and pull this out. Oh, let me loosen right here. And I can throw a bigger battery in there if need be, or I'm going to take the battery out, and this will close just a little bit smaller than, like, this battery would now not fit in this hole. So I can go slightly smaller or quite a bit bigger, you know. That's a pretty big battery if I had to. And even then, if it was a smaller battery, I could just stick it in here and then use our top strap right here to tie it down. I recommend everybody, you know, this will work for any type of truck, and I recommend anybody that has any sort of race car gets a battery tie down. You need it to pass tech at the track. Not only that, but I mean, last season I was at a test and tune, and you know, we were still figuring out the truck, but of course on the first good 60 foot it ever had, I had some janky stuff going on with my battery tie down, like ratchet strap and, you know, just ghetto stuff going on. The battery flew back and the truck turned off. Now that was just a test and tune pass, but you know, that could have been a race for some money, or it could have been the final to something, whatever, you know. You don't want to lose out on you don't want to lose a race just because of something simple, you know. I just spent like $30 in material to make this, so it's not worth losing a race for something you can make so simply at home. So now that we got that battery tray all made and done, I want to introduce you guys all to my actually new build for 2020. Let's go show you guys. This is just one of the things we're going to be doing on this channel this year. We also got Sabino's Camaro. It's a Super Sport F body, big turbo car. We're going to start on that here soon. We have Eddie's GTO that we're trying to start here pretty soon too. It's a LS1 as well, and big turbo as well, single turbo. But let me show you guys what I'm going to build other than the truck. I bought a Civic. I bought a roller, you guys. So this is my build. Apart from my truck, my S10, I'm gonna keep working on it, keep making it faster. But this year I'm also gonna build a Civic. I've been wanting to do a Civic build for a while, and at first I wanted to do like a super fast Civic, like 800 horsepower Civic, you know, but I don't really have the funds for a 800 horsepower Civic and my truck at the same time, so I'm just gonna have to build this Civic, and it's gonna be a lot less horsepower, and it's just gonna be something that I can daily if I needed to, but really what it's gonna be is something I can take and race every weekend and have fun with it, and you know, just race a lower level of racers in it, you know what I mean, and just have fun on the streets whenever, wherever. So that's the point of this. I got a pretty good deal on it, you guys. Let's see if you guys can guess how much I bought this for. Put it down in the comments. Let me show you what it's got. So it is a roller. Whoever had this before me, you know, put this nice heat stuff in. The car comes with K-Series swap mounts already. The rest of them are inside. This GSR subframe. It's a pretty nice roller. You know, the interior is kind of gutted for the most part. You know, there's still some body panels and stuff in here. Also has a brake line tuck. You guys want to check this out? Boom, you see that? All the brake lines are tucked right back here, so you don't see them under the bay. It's a 99 EK. But yeah, so stay tuned, guys, this year. Dark Side Performance Civic Build. Should be fun. And I'm gonna do this build kind of as cheap as possible. Like I said, I don't have that much money. I gotta put most of my money into the truck. So stay tuned, guys, in case you're looking to do a K-Series Civic. I got a lot of information, and even if I don't go with the cheapest parts in some areas, I can guide most of you guys the cheapest way to K-swap one of these, and should be fun. Oh, also it came with a 5-speed trans. Almost forgot. Yup. So like I said, it was a killer deal. Let's see if you guys can guess how much I picked it up for. Thank you all for watching. Se la lavan.